played was an exercise using a 1, 2, 3, 5 and 1 flat 3, 4, 5 pattern over the triads or chords of the major scale. And if you like the sound of that, keep watching and I'll show you how I went about it. These are very useful patterns if you're looking to improvise and create your own bass lines. And maybe also if you want to just kind of get out of your regular patterns and licks. These can help with that. And I was first introduced to these patterns quite a few years ago now from a sax player. And he got the idea from a Jerry Bergonzi book. And again, I think these are very useful patterns. And just the idea of taking these patterns, I've found over the years, I've found different ways to practice it. And that's one of the things I really like about concept ways of practicing, is that they continue to grow and evolve along with you as your playing grows and evolves. You can make these concept exercises and ideas grow and evolve along with you. So concept exercises are a great way to practice, and a lot of fun too. They're kind of like improvising, and while also taking care of the dreaded music theory kind of stuff. It's a fun way of two birds with one stone, so to speak. Now, when I say 1, 2, 3, 5 and 1 flat 3, 4, 5, I'm referring to intervals, and the 1 can also be called the root. And the chords of the C major scale are C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, and C. That's really important that eventually you're going to be able to play this concept in all keys, but don't worry, you don't have to do it all today. Now notice it's the 1, 4, and 5 chords that are major, and the 2, 3, 6, and 7 are the minor. With the exception of the 7th, it also has the flat 5, the diminished 5th. So we're just going to adjust the pattern when we get to the 7th. It'll become 1 flat 3, 4 flat 5 pattern on that chord. No big deal. Now here are 5 rhythms that you can use, but I would suggest that you keep the number of rhythms you have to choose from limited. Limit the number of rhythms you have to choose from. And most importantly is only play the notes in the pattern. Very important. It's going to be tempting to throw in a 6th or 7th here and there, but try to resist it and just use the notes in the pattern. By doing this, you're going to learn this concept a lot faster, and it'll make the connection between your ears and fingers happen faster. And it also kind of turn you on to the idea, if you're not familiar with the idea of creative limitation. And that's the idea where if you limit the number of choices, it kind of forces you to become more creative with what you've got. And it's a really cool idea, especially when it comes to music. Like you can be surprised what you can do with just 2 and 3 notes. And we've got 4 notes, so there's a ton of things you can do. So again, resist the urge to add any outside notes and try to limit the number of rhythms you have to work with at first. As you get more experienced and comfortable with it, of course, the sky is the limit. So to get familiar with this concept, we're going to start off with just 1 beat per chord. And because it's a 4-note pattern, I'm going to choose the 4/16 notes as the rhythm we're going to use. And again, it's just going to be 1 beat per chord. And I'm going to run this through the 4-step method. And it's going to sound like this. Okay, so once you're comfortable with that, the next step is to play 2 beats per chord. And now we can begin to combine the rhythms together to create 2 beats. Now in the beginning, I suggest you try to keep things fairly simple. Don't make the rhythms too complicated, and try to keep the lines going in one direction. Don't have too many jumps or skips, because it'll just make it a little more complicated when you run it through the 4-step method. Okay, so, and now once you're comfortable with that, the next step would be to take it through a jazz standard like Autumn Leaves or All the Things You Are. And the exercise would be to improvise. Just improvise over the song, only using those notes from the pattern over the chords. You can adjust things slightly, like in Autumn Leaves, there's a dominant 7 flat 9 chord. Well, no problem. You just take the 1 2 3 5 pattern and make it a 1 flat 2 3 5 pattern. And there might be a half diminished chord, no problem for the 1 flat 3 4 5. Just turn it into a 1 flat 3 4 flat 5 pattern. I think you'll find, but only using those notes is going to force you to become more rhythmic and concentrate on phrasing. And it's quite liberating actually to know that, okay, I don't have to worry about what notes I'm going to play. There's only 4 notes. There's no other notes I can play. It's only those 4 notes depending on the chord I'm on. And now I can just start to think about the rhythm and phrasing. And you start to notice that the connection between what your ear, what you're hearing, and what your fingers are doing will start to become stronger and stronger. And I think that's what we all are striving for, is to, be able to play what we hear. Okay, so there we go. 1 2 3 5, 1 flat 3 4 5 pattern over the triads of the major scale using the 4-step method. I hope you enjoy that. I hope you get something out of it. Oh, and I should mention too that all the audio tracks you heard today, I'll include it with the transcription at Musento, Greg's Transcripts, and if you're a patron, you'll find it at Patreon as well. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the website, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.